Welcome to Lively Lewis Stories.
Buckle up, because you're about to join Levi and Ivy on an adventure.
All you need is your imagination, and off we
go! Lively Lewis Stories!
Hey there, awesome friends.
Guess what?
We're super thrilled to share some exciting news with you.
We've got our very own Lively Lewis merchandise.
Woohoo! Grab your parents and head over to livelylewisshop.com or simply click on the link below in our show notes.
Now, let's dive into today's story.
Hey friends, if you're listening to this is the second part of Levi's Compassionate Heart. Make sure you listen to the first part first. Kids, settle down and take out your math workbooks, please, said Mrs. Moore as Billy and Levi entered the classroom. Billy, you can sit next to Levi. Your books are all on your desk. He'll show you which page we're on. Levi grabbed his workbook and showed Billy that they were on page 19. They were learning about two-dimensional shapes. Today we'll be looking at rectangles, triangles, and circles, said Mrs. Moore as she drew each shape on the board. Can someone show me an example of a square? Ava raised her hand and pointed to one of the square windows in her classroom. Very good, said Mrs. Moore. Can someone point out an example of a circle? Billy raised his hand and said, the clock on the wall. I'm surprised he didn't say his wheelchair wheels, whispered Liam to Brody. They're so big, how could you miss them? Brody laughed a little too loud and Miss Moore walked over to him and Liam. Is there something you'd like to share with the rest of the class? She asked. No, Miss Moore, said Liam, looking over at Levi, who had also heard what he said. As Mrs. Moore went back to the front of the class, Levi turned to Liam. There's no reason for you to be picking on Billy. He didn't do anything to you, whispered Levi. Please be nice. You can't tell me what to do, snapped Liam. Boys, do we have a problem? Asked Mrs. Moore. Both Levi and Liam shook their heads no, and Mrs. Moore went back to the math lesson. The day went on, and Liam continued to act rudely to Billy for no reason at all. Levi did his best to focus his attention on Billy and make him feel included and happy. At the end of the day, Levi asked Billy how he was getting home. I take the bus, answered Billy. It has a special door and ramp to lift my wheelchair inside. That's cool, said Levi. Let me help you with your books. That's okay, Levi, said Billy. I don't want special treatment when I know it's something I can do myself. But I'll definitely let you know when you can help. Like, how about grabbing the door for me? Levi smiled and opened the door for Billy. They made their way down the hallway and out to the buses. Billy told Levi where his house was, and they figured out they were riding home on the same bus. But it was also the same bus that Liam, Ava, and Brody were on. Levi got on and took a seat right next to the special ramp that lifted Billy's wheelchair into the bus. What's up with the new bus? Asked Liam as he stepped on as well. It's a special bus that has a ramp and a lift for Billy's wheelchair, explained Levi. He doesn't live too far from us, so he'll be on this bus for the rest of the year. I hope this doesn't take too long, said Liam, sounding annoyed. Brody and I have to practice for the team trick contest. Liam flopped down in a seat with Brody and waited. It didn't take long at all. Before they knew it, Billy and his wheelchair were loaded onto the bus and they were ready to head home. It was a pretty uneventful ride home. Liam didn't talk to Levi or Billy, and Levi spent most of the time pointing out all the fun places in town to Billy as they drove by. So, how about we meet at the roller skating rink later to practice for the contest? Asked Levi before he stepped off the bus with Liam, Ava, and Brody. They were just one stop before Billy's. You were really serious about having me as your team partner for the trick contest? Billy asked, sounding surprised. I thought you were just saying that to be nice. It would be great to have you as my partner, said Levi. Let's say I'll meet you there at 6 p.m. after dinner. Here's my mom's cell phone number. If you can't make it, have your mom text her. Levi said goodbye and headed home. When he got there, he told his mom all about what happened at school that day. How Billy joined his class, how Liam wasn't being very nice, how he did his best all day to make Billy feel welcome, and how he and Billy were going to be team trick partners at rock and roller skate night. I'm really proud of you, Levi, said his mom. You're always so kind and considerate of other people. You have a very compassionate and empathetic heart. Mom, those are some big words, and I'm not following along, said Levi. That's all good, though, right? It absolutely is, Levi, said his mom. They're big words that can make an even bigger difference in someone's life. Compassionate means feeling or showing sympathy and concern for others, and empathetic means showing an ability to understand and share the feelings of someone else. It means you put yourself in the other person's shoes and know how you would like to be treated in that situation. That helps you make the right and kind decision regarding how to act. I'm proud of you. Levi's mom gave him a hug. He felt really good about the way that he had acted today. And since his mom didn't get a text from Billy's mom, they headed out to the skating rink a little before 6. When they got there, Billy was waiting with his mom by the edge of the rink. Everyone got introduced, and Billy and Levi discussed the trick they would be practicing for the contest. As they were talking, Levi heard 2 familiar voices behind them. It was Liam and Brody. "Well, it looks like the competition just showed up," said Liam. "Wheels and Levi." "Be nice, Liam," said Levi, standing up quickly. "If you don't have anything nice to say, please go away. We're not bothering you." Brody laughed along with Liam at his name calling and turned to leave. "Come on, Ava," Liam called to his friend who was quietly standing behind him and Brody. Ava just stood there staring at Levi and Billy. She looked torn, not knowing who to go with. "What are you waiting for?" called Liam, getting impatient. "Let's go." But at that moment, Ava knew she had an important decision to make. She could go with Liam to make her friend happy, even though she didn't like the way he was acting towards Billy. Or she could take a stand for what she knew was right and stay. "I'm gonna stay here," said Ava as she walked over and stood next to Levi and Billy. "I don't like the way you've been treating Billy, and I'm not gonna listen to it anymore." "Fine," called back Liam in a huff and skated away with Brody. "I'm sorry again for the way Liam was acting today, and I'm sorry I didn't say something sooner," Ava told Billy. "That's okay. You said something now, and that's what's important," he smiled. "Thank you." Levi was so proud of Ava and made sure she knew it. The 3 friends talked some more about the trick Billy and Levi would be doing, and then they set out to practice. Levi and Billy were a great team, with Ava cheering them on from the sidelines. "I'm not just saying this, but I really think we have a chance of beating Liam and Brody," said Levi. "But either way, I just want the both of us to have fun. But a month's worth of ice cream wouldn't be bad either, right?" giggled Billy. Levi and Ava smiled and agreed. Levi and Billy practiced a few more times before their moms were ready to take them home. The rest of the week at school, Liam and Brody kept their distance as Levi, Ava, and Billy played, laughed, and worked together in class. And after school, they spent all their time at the skating rink. Levi's compassionate nature and empathetic ways had a great effect on Ava, and they were also having quite an effect on the rest of the school as well. Other students saw how Levi was acting with Billy, treating him like everyone else, being kind, respectful, and thoughtful. The type of treatment that everyone deserves. They all started to treat each other that way, and the school was a wonderful place to be. However, Liam was still not interested in being friends with Billy, and Levi still couldn't understand why. The week went by, as did the weekend, and before they knew it, it was time for rock and roller skate night. Kids and their families filed into the skating rink all ready to have some fun, except for Liam. He was only thinking of one thing: winning that team trick contest. Everyone was having a good time, eating pizza, playing games, and skating. Liam and Brody, however, just practiced their trick a few more times and then waited patiently by the edge of the rink for the contest to start. They were called first and did the same trick that Liam and Levi were going to do, and they did it perfectly. They skated by Levi and Billy when they were done. "Good luck," said Liam. "You're gonna need it." Levi and Billy didn't pay attention to him. They got set up to do their trick and waited for their signal to start. The trick was hard, but they'd been practicing it all week. They skated to the center together and started to pick up speed. That's when Levi and Billy heard someone yell. It was Liam. They both stopped and immediately skated over to see what was wrong. "My glasses! I can't see!" Liam called out. While he was celebrating with Brody, his glasses got knocked off and he accidentally ran over them with his skates. They were completely broken. Brody was trying to pick up the pieces for his friend. It was clear some of Levi's kindness had gotten through to Brody as well. Billy tried to calm Liam down. Levi helped pick up the pieces of Liam's glasses as Brody went to get Liam's mom. "Don't worry," said Billy. "Brody went to get your mom. Levi is picking up the pieces of your glasses. I'm sure we can get them back together." "Why are you helping me?" asked Liam, sounding confused. "Because it's the right thing to do," said Billy. "Even though you haven't been nice to me, I can see you need help, and I'm happy to lend a hand. I know what it feels like to be in a tough spot and to not be able to do something for yourself. It's scary and frustrating. But when others around you show you kindness, compassion, respect, and empathy, anything is possible. Liam couldn't believe what he was hearing, but he agreed with everything Billy was saying. Liam's mom ran over with Liam's extra pair of glasses, which she always kept in her bag. "Thanks, Mom," said Liam. "I'm all set now." Liam turned to Billy and Levi and stopped them before they went back out to complete the trick contest. "I'm really sorry," Liam began. "I'm sorry for the way I acted to both of you this week. I saw how you and Levi were getting along, and it made me mad. I thought making fun of you would make me feel better or win Levi back, but it was definitely the wrong decision. I should have understood that it's hard to be the new kid, and needing a wheelchair to get around or glasses to be able to see is difficult sometimes. But it can be easier if people are kind and welcoming." "Thank you for apologizing, Liam," said Billy. "Yeah, Liam, thank you," Levi added. "I'm so glad you finally decided that thinking of how others feel is the best way to make them feel welcome." Just then, Mrs. Moore walked up to the boys and asked if Billy and Levi would still be doing their skating trick for the contest. They were so busy helping Liam that they almost forgot about it. Time to win the ice cream," Billy said as they waved goodbye to Liam and skated back to the center of the rink. They did an incredible roller skate wheelchair spin that ended with Levi doing a mega high jump and Billy going into a wheelie that went the length of the rink. The crowd erupted with applause and cheers, the loudest coming from Liam and Brody. It was quite obvious who the winners of the team trick contest were. Ava, Brody, and Liam all ran up to Levi and Billy after their names were announced and congratulated them for their amazing trick. "That was so cool," exclaimed Liam. "I had no idea how great you could move in that wheelchair." "There's lots you don't know about me," said Billy. "But now that we're friends, we'll all have time to learn. Maybe over some ice cream in the cafeteria this month?" Liam smiled and laughed. "I'd really like that. And I don't just mean the ice cream." Liam gave Levi a high five. He thanked him again for showing him that kindness is always a good place to start, and how a single act of compassion can change someone's whole world, including your own. Did you learn a lesson from this story?
If so, what was it?
And parents, do your kids have a story idea?
Leave a comment on our Apple Podcast review page with 5 stars, the idea, and your kid's name for a chance to join Levi and Ivy on their next adventure. Until next time.
Thanks for listening. Come back for more.